Hello, I'm radonrandell. I say it so you'll remember it. We all remember Power Rangers, a group of five teens running around the streets in pajamas trying to save us from petty crimes. And it was candy coated awesomeness. They started with Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, which was good. Then they switched to Zeo Rangers, which was good. Then they did Turbo Rangers. They did it, and it sucked. Then to save them from Turbo Rangers, they did Power Rangers in Space. It was okay. Then from in space, they went to Power Rangers Lost Galaxy. They did it, and it sucked. But Power Rangers, they had a few spin-off movies. They had Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie. Then they had the Turbo movie. Yeah, I'm just gonna jump straight into the plot of this melted piece of assness of a movie. So it starts with this little creature called Larigo, which looks like the gay love child of Leprechaun and My Pet Monster. Larigo's walking around. He's trying to call Zordon. If you're a Power Rangers fan, you know Zordon is the big floating head that the Power Rangers basically take orders from, because there's an evil force coming behind him to try to use his powers to free a more evil source, I guess you can say. So okay, blah blah blah. Zordon had him in the past, so he sent two Power Rangers to go get him. In between this segment, you have the the original five Zeo Rangers here. You have Rocky, Adam, uh, forget the Yellow Ranger's name, Tommy, and Catherine. So he sends Tommy and Catherine to go. Tommy and Catherine to go search for Larigo. Adam and the Yellow Ranger stays back to protect the command center. And Adam, who, if you see this movie, you'll see how the fuck Adam got injured and why he's no longer a Power Ranger. So he's in a hospital. And so Zordon gets this long ass backstory about Larigo and his powers, and the new villain, which name is Divatox, unlocks this, uh, uses the Larigo's power to unlock this new guy. Then how the Megazords wouldn't even be enough to stop him. Which the movie kind of forget about this premise, because at the end, Divatox still frees this guy, and guess what they used to beat him? The fucking Zord. But I get to that at the end. So Diva, Divatox reveals that that she has Larigo's family, and only way she'll let them, she has Larigo's family and two Power Rangers from the past, Kimberly and Rocky. So I'm sorry, yeah, is it Rocky? No, Kimberly and Jason. So they said they cut a deal that they'll take Larigo, that they'll give Divatox Larigo, and they'll take Kimberly and Jason back. And anyway, blah blah blah. Divatox fucked them on the deal. She took Larigo and kept Kimberly and Jason because she needed them as a sacrifice. But the creature's name is Malagor. It was a flaming molten pit of assness called Malagor. So as the movie goes on, you see now, if you were a Power Ranger fan back when I was, then you will understand that, okay, they went from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers to Power Rangers Zeo. The Mighty Morphin Power Rangers power disc or whatever were destroyed, at which they had the Zeo crystals, which made sense. So now they give no type of backstory on why they no longer have the Zeo powers. No backstory at all. It's just emptiness there. So as I said before, the Blue Ranger, which was Rocky, ended up getting injured in a martial arts accident. He fucking kicked himself over the fucking, out of the fucking ring, and hurt himself. Look, they could have did a lot better, but I'll get to that in a second. So, you know, if these four Rangers go off to stop Divatox, you wonder, okay, well, it's four Rangers now. Who's gonna be the Blue Ranger? They have a little boy who's a complete fucking douche through the beginning of the movie, and yeah, he's just a fucking douche. Like, he's about as compassionate as a punch to my ball sack. And now they're giving him Power Ranger abilities. Right. So, they board this ship that's gonna take them to where Malagor is locked away, and they're gonna stop Divatox from there, and blah blah blah. So they finally get to the island. Then that's when they decide to morph. They get to the island, they get to the volcano where Malagor is hidden, and the two past rangers that I spoke about, Kimberly and Jason, they were put under a spell. Now they think they're evil, and they just tore through the new Power Rangers. Like handed, they just got their asses handed to them by these two guys. Now to the Rangers' ability, they didn't really want to fight back because they're like, oh, these are our friends, let's not hurt them. I'm just saying, my friend can only kick my ass so bad for so long before I say that's enough. So, and you would think by some kind of way, like if this guy is so powerful and they he putting a spell on these rangers, you would think like, okay, well maybe they're gonna use Malagor's power to try to use Larago's power to try to take them from under the spell or something like that. No, they didn't. They just said, "Come on, we used to be our friends. Stop fighting us." And they was like, "Oh my God, I'm fighting my friends. Why am I under the spell?" Yeah, blah blah blah. They fucked up. And then Divatox finally brings Malagor up, and he grows to he goes straight to his giant fucking size, and Rangers say, "Oh my God, what are we gonna do? Ooh, let's summon our new Zord." Now reflect back to the beginning of the movie where they said, well, when Zordon said if Divatox successfully brought him back, then the Zords are not gonna have enough power to beat him. And Divatox brought him back. He grew back. He grew giant. They formed a Zord, and not only did they beat him pretty easily. Now, if you reflect back on the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie, at least when they fought Ivan Ooze in the end, at least they had to resort in a shot to the crotch to beat him. They just seriously beat this guy. Like, they slashed him one time with a fucking sword, and that was it. Then the movie ended with them going back to Angel Grove and going to competing in a karate tournament, and yeah, all the three main guys ended up winning and blah blah blah. And I know I didn't give you a thorough rundown of this movie, but me being a Power Rangers fan and everything, this movie kind of pissed me off. So I'm trying to stay calm right now. So let's go to characters. The characters. Okay, so Alpha was still gay. Zordon was still an asshole. Like, you do this, I'm just a floating head in a tube. I could get out of here and help you, but I just choose not to. I'm gonna let 5 teenagers do the hard work for me. So, then you got, uh, ooh, I would say the best characters in here was Bulk and Skull. They showed, like, from the show to this movie up until they left the Power Rangers series completely, Bulk and Skull were constantly developing, and they were constantly great characters. Like, I really like Bulk and Skull. Then you got Tommy, he okay, well, I spoke on the new Blue Ranger being a little kid, and him being an asshole through the beginning. Well, he's the only one that actually seemed like he had sense, because in the in the part of the movie where the Rangers had their unmorph fight, then that's when they started to get defeated by the foot soldiers, and none of them thought to think, oh well, we got new turbo powers, let's try to use them. But the new guy, the new little kid, that's when he decided, like, okay, maybe we should try to morph right now. Yeah, it didn't make sense. Villains. Can't really say much about Divatox because I don't really know what to say about her, because all I heard from her was bitch, 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 bitch. That's all she did the whole time on the movie was bitch, 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 bitch. And her I wouldn't mind it so much if her whole dialogue wasn't just yelling. Her whole dialogue was yelling. Like, all she did the whole fucking movie was yell. bitch, 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 bitch. I mean, like when they first off, they never had an official introduction to her. Like, think about Mighty Morphin Power Rangers when they removed um, Rita and put in Lord Zed. He had official introduction. You know, this is the new villain. When they went to Zeo Rangers and the Machine Empire, the Machine King had an official entrance. He was officially introduced into the series. Divatox, you just kind of gotta make an assumption that she's the new villain now. Like, okay, she's yelling, she's bitchy, and her fucking henchmen are aliens. Okay, she's the villain this season. So, what was the first? Oh, she sent her nephew, which is one of her first in command officers, to kidnap Larigo. Nah, Larigo, he used this little wine thing, spent it a little bit, blinded everybody, and got away. And so she tells her nephew and the foot soldiers like, it's all your fault. You let Larigo get away. No, bitch, they didn't let him get away. Larigo teleported. I don't know how you stop a teleportation, but yeah, especially one that blinds you in the midst of doing it. Uh, her other right hand man, I never took time to learn his name because honestly, they said it a couple times, but you don't really see much from this guy, so why even worry about him? Uh, Overall, as a Power Rangers movie, I would say that this movie rates on a scale of 1 to 10. I would probably rate this movie a 4.5 because of the simple fact that you don't get an introduction on why they need the Zeo powers, I mean, why they need the turbo powers. Because as far as we were concerned, the Zeo powers are perfectly fine. You don't get an introduction to the new villain, which is Divatox, and what is her connection with this dude Malagor that makes him, so special. You get a little, Star Wars like thing at the beginning that kind of describes Larigo, the little credit thing that rolls down the screen. Yeah, you get that with Larigo, but it's not really a backstory on him. It's just, and it's just, well, this is why he's here, and this is what he's gonna do. So blah blah blah, and yeah, Alpha's still gay. That's one thing that they got correct. Alpha was still terrible on that. And yeah, he still irritated the shit out of you. If you were a Power Rangers fan, you would know that Alpha was one of the most irritating characters on there. Um, and that's about it on top of Power Rangers Turbo. Would I recommend that you watch it as a Power Rangers fan? Probably yes, just to get the experience to say that I've seen, that you've seen all the Power Rangers spin-off flicks. But yeah, I see you here next week as I'm review my next movie. I'm radonrandell. I say it so you'll remember it.